Well, the view from outside my tent. It snowed last night. Not that much, but enough to make it interesting. Everything wet. I probably won't make too many videos today until I get to Walmart. My battery's almost dead. So, here's me staying at outside my tent. Inside my tent, but still outside of it. Alright, later. Alright, leaving the Walmart in Denton, where I did a small resupply and charged my phone. Yeah, I was almost, didn't really realize how low I was in my charger bank, so I was down by 15% last night. So I survived till here, so that's why I wasn't able to upload my videos until right now. About 10 miles away from Tuckahoe, not Tuckahoe, where a shelter is. It did snow on me last night, a good inch, not that much. And I can already see that it's starting to melt away. Not enough to really stick, which is fine by me, because yeah, spent like a good hour and a half at the Walmart because I ate at the Subway there too. So I'm a little behind right now. I'm going to speed walk to the shelter, which is gonna be nice because the ground's gonna be all wet from the snow, so I don't have to camp on the snow or the wet ground. So shelters are always a plus for that. All right, when I see you guys later, if I have anything else to say. All right, later, bye. All right, just leaving Denton, crossing the Tank River. Have to say, this bridge has been the biggest hill so far. It shows how flat Delaware and eastern Maryland has been so far. That'll probably change, but yeah, you can tell when you're actually going uphill. All right, later. You see some area farmland. As you can see, all the snow didn't last. Melted off by the afternoon. Got about 5 more miles till I'm done for the day. I gotta hurry it up. But it doesn't matter as much because I know exactly where I'm sleeping tonight. It's a shelter. I don't have to go searching around and put up a tent. You just get there and unload. So that's what's good about shelters. Especially if you know you're going to be the only one there. Alright. As the car goes by. See you guys later. Still is pretty cold. Hey guys. Almost done for the day. About 1.5 miles left till I hit the shelter. Yay. Yeah, so it is one of the only shelters along this whole trail, which is a shame because shelters are great. I'm glad to have it, especially for tonight since the ground's gonna be all wet. And the main reason why I like shelters is because it's really easy. Well, it's easier to get up in the morning. You don't have to brave getting out your side of your tent because you're already outside your tent. So all you do is unzip your sleeping bag and you're outside. So you have to go quick after that. I guess I haven't done this yet today. Go over some of the gear that I have. And I guess I want to go over all my winter stuff while I'm still using it. Hopefully it only lasts 30 or 40 more days. Winter, probably not. But first, my gloves. Now these they're lightweight, but they're designed to stay warm. I really can't do anything with them, but it's to ensure that I don't get frostbite. which has happened to me before on a trail, on the Appalachian Trail actually. Yeah, so just word of warning, don't go out and do 18 miles in freezing rain to get to a town just because you want to get to town. Yeah, your body, if you don't have the right gear, protests. Yeah, so that was fun. But ever since then, I've been pretty careful if I know it's going to be cold weather to keep good gloves around. Now, these won't last, as in I'll get rid of them as soon as it turns warm again or doesn't hit below 40. But until that point, I think, yeah, it's important for when you're getting up in the morning, when you're trying to break down your tent in the morning, where everything's freezing. Sometimes it hasn't really been cold enough while I'm walking for me to wear them all the time. Because usually you generate body heat and all that stuff, you start getting overheated and you take off layers, and this is one of the first layers to go. But I anticipate that might change when I'm actually hitting the Appalachians, where I get some elevation, it might be get snowed on or something like that. Because it's cold right now, it's like in the upper 30s, but I assume that once I hit the Appalachians, I might drop down to the 20s and 15s, especially if I get a lot of weather. So that's when these will be essential. So other than that, I guess I'll stop blathering on. I'll talk to you a little bit more when I actually get to the shelter and have a grade A inspection about it. All right, later. Hey, I'm here, Tuckahoe State Park. Oh, only about a quarter mile left to the shelter, hopefully, and I'm done for the day. But yeah, it's actually cool to get to some state parkland and have an actual kind of legal place to sleep. So it's been a new experience for me on this trail. But all right, that's enough for now. I'll talk later when I'm established at the shelter. All right, I'm here at the Tuckahoe shelter. It's all it could be. Seriously, I love shelters. I definitely was a shelter rat when I was on the AT. I took advantage of them whenever I could. All I had to deal with is snorers and a couple mice that cross your face every once in a while. But I think the benefits of them far outweigh those negatives. That's why you have stuff to cover your face and earplugs, right? Yeah, so shelters, they're just so many pros. The biggest one is this saves time. You don't have to set up your tent. You don't have to break it down in the morning, which always sucks. You tend to get up earlier because once the first person is up, you might as well get up because you're not going to get back to sleep. I always try not to be the first person, but sometimes it happens. It usually never was the first person, but that's okay. Also, it's a lot more social part of the trail. I think you miss out a lot if you always go in your tent off in the distance somewhere. Especially in the beginning when there's a lot of time between sunrise and sunset, and everyone's body isn't used to it yet. So you can hang out by the shelter or a fire near it and just hang out and all go to sleep at the same time, get up, and it's really how you establish trail families. That's how I established mine. Was meeting people at the shelters. So yeah, go to shelters. It's too bad they're only really prevalent on the AT. I think they're not really necessary in the AT because of all the precipitation, but it'd be nice if the other trails had shelters like this. It really is too bad that there's not that many of the shelters on this trail. I think this is one of the few. But yeah, I think yeah, shelters are great. Later. Just to show it's not all fun and games out here. There's a nice big blister on my pointer toe. About to do a little bit of surgery on it. I want to show you the gory details though. Alright. Should be nice and fun. That's why I brought a small med kit with me, just for occasions like this. Right, later. Alright. So that's the end of day 5, I believe, right? Yeah, it's day 5. The 17th. Yeah, didn't mention the date last time because I forgot to do it because I always forget the date. Yeah, good day overall. My legs feel fine. Felt great to have some real town food. Subway was great. Had the Subway Club with extra bacon. Yep. Yeah. I got a new charger because obviously my other charger wasn't up to snuff, or didn't do as much as I thought. When I had 50% left, it didn't last the night. So maybe because it's so cold, it saps it during the day. Even though I am sleeping with my chargers at night and my banks at night and my phone at night, you know, with inside my sleeping bag, like you're supposed to when it's cold. Maybe during the day it's still too cold for it. I don't know. So I got an extra 10,000 megahertz banking speed, and I'll charge that up to full when I get into town tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm planning on staying at a motel, a real bed, a shower, laundry, all the things that makes you civilized, which I haven't been for the last 5 days. So but the thing is, that's 18 miles from here, so I'll be pushing it to get into town. It's going to be easier because I'm leaving from a shelter, so it's going to be a faster get up and go during the night, during the day, and the morning. And I'm going to be just going to a bed. I don't want to set up anything, so I can really be as late as I want to. Even though it sucks walking at night, but I don't anticipate it be getting that late. It might be dusk, who knows. But yeah, so I'll be staying in that bed, and I'm planning on taking a Nero day out of that time. So I'm going to be sleeping in. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. All right. Yep, that's the end of day 5. Hasta luego.